KILR Killer Game.
Hello, gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer, and welcome to the tour around the world featuring xplane. No, not that xplane. This xplane. This is not xplane version 1. This is xplane version 5.52. There is a version of xplane Classic that comes on this disc, or technically the HSR version. I believe it's pretty much the same version of 1, 2, 3, and 4. However, at this point in time, it's not letting me go out of a demo area, which is kind of annoying because I would think it would be the full version since it came on this disc. But hopefully I'll be able to get an actual full version of the old HSR xplane, and maybe we'll do a flight with that one also. But for right now, this is 5.52. This is the beginnings of the 3D cards and graphics and stuff. Kind of like going from like Flight Simulator 4 to 5 or something like that. But anyway, that's what we have, and we're going to be flying the same flight plan that we have done on all the other simulators. So just in case you're not familiar with that, let's go ahead and pull up that map. Okay, so here is the map of the Chicago area, and we are starting right here at Merrill Meigs because that's just what you do when it comes to a world tour. You always start at Merrill Meigs. It is the classic, it's the classic original airport that we always fly out of. And so just like all the other simulators, including the latest version of xplane at the time, which is xplane 11, we fly here to Chicago O'Hare. The VORs and everything should still be the same. It should still be 113.9. So we will tune into that, fly that direction, and we'll land. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to go ahead and tune in. And see, this is the nav radio right here. You've got your standby and your active, and this does the whole numbers, and this does the decimals. So it's 113.9. It's already on 113, so we'll just change this to 113.9. Switch that over. We got 15.1 nautical miles until we get to that. Now this here, we can use this to, as you can see, change the OBS. There's our heading, and we're good to go. So let's go ahead and get started here. This is a little different than what you would see in a typical Cessna. This one should be a retractable gear, although I'm not seeing where that gear is at, but that's what I thought I selected. But we can take a look outside the windows. So we can just kind of scroll around here. Just like that. The clouds look pretty nice for this very, very early version. And there's actual air chatter, real air chatter that comes default with this. I mean, how about that? That's just kind of cool. Brakes are sitting right here. We'll just go ahead and release those.
You're 125, turn left at Victor, straight ahead on Bravo and ground point on it.
Now there is ATC on here, and if you install, there's like a text-to-speech that is on the CD that you can install. You just hit you hit the enter key, and then you can use the okay, yeah, use the mouse, but you can get the ATIS here, and then select Merrill C. Meigs.
Chicago Merrill C. Meigs information Yankee. 1400 Zulu weather. Measured ceiling 4500. Scattered visibility 20. Temperature 56 dew point 32. Wind calm. Altimeter 29.92. Arriving and departing runway 18. Advise on initial contact you have Yankee.
Well, we're not going to do that. We're taking runway 36, whether you like it or not. Request taxi to active Chicago Merrill C. Meigs.
Cessna 949er to Echo taxi runway 18.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Well, actually, let's go to 18, and then we'll turn around. We'll just drive to the end and turn around.
4, runway 31 left, you are clear to land.
Because I can't remember if it detects where you're at or not.
KCGX 708, information November is current, the altimeter is 3040.
Did you all think that you would ever see an old version of X-Plane? Doing a world tour like we're doing right now? Sounds like we're crashing or something.
Expect vectors to be visual approach, runway 31 left. 1981.
Cessna 949er to Echo wind calm.
Wind calm. Alright, we're going to go all the way down here and then turn around and take runway 36. Wasn't sure if it was going to automatically detect our location and go to the next spot, but it didn't, so. Now there is air traffic. I see air traffic that's flying around, but I don't see any that actually land or take off.
Just by Sandy. Track 1262 as you pass at 6500 for 3000. Back at 1262 route.
We've got so many simulators on this world tour. It's about to drive someone mad. You've got 100 different simulators flying the same thing. I know. Great, isn't it? Ain't this fun? I think this is the end. Yeah.
2360, Maxwell.
That just sounds weird. Alright, so here's runway 36.
Just Delta 1990, New York approach, good afternoon. American 1262, and you pass at 6500 for 3000. American 1262, roger.
Okay, we're gonna drop one thing of flaps. Enjoy the view, folks. This is X-Plane version 5. 5.52. Oh. Let's ask for
Cessna 949er to Echo Fly runway heading cleared for takeoff runway 18.
runway 36, got it.
Delta 1990 New York approach, good afternoon.
Quick. Whoa. Yeah, no landing gear from what I saw. I hit G for gear, that didn't work. There it goes. Merrill C. Meigs. This is a bit different, isn't it? Unfortunately, that is probably the most scenery that you will see in this version of X-Plane, this old version. Because after that, this is kind of like Fly 2 from Terminal Reality. There's runways and really nothing else. Some taxiways, but if you want scenery, you got to put it in here yourself. And X-Plane is, well, the same. And they want to focus on the actual aircraft and making them as realistic as possible. So scenery is not something that they were worried about. Now, what I'm wondering is, how much of an interest is there on seeing the different versions of X-Plane on this channel? I mean, for me, the different version of Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think they each have their thing. X-Plane, though, I don't know, are the differences really going to be that much between each version to warrant each one having their own series? But again, is this something that you, the viewers, would be interested in, because maybe you want to see what would this flight look like on X-Plane 8 or X-Plane 9 or X-Plane 10. You know, maybe you don't have X-Plane, but you're thinking about getting X-Plane, but you want to get an older version that maybe runs better on your system. I don't know. You all let me know what you would like to see. Because I wasn't considering it at first. And then I had found this old version of X-Plane, and I'm like, yeah, no, we got to do something with this one. Because I don't think anyone else is. Alright. Let's see if we can request an ILS here. You can request vectors, request landing. Let's do ILS. Request precision approach, radar approach. ILS, alright, KORD. Let's do runway 27. Yeah, do 27 right.
Cessna 949er to Echo, turn right heading 110, climb and maintain 3,000 feet, vectors KORD 27 Orioles. If you would like another approach instead, just tell me.
Just tell me.
Cessna 949er to Echo, turn right heading 145, climb and maintain 3,000 feet.
We're kind of going down, actually. Alright, 145 then. Let's put this ATC to the test here. Look at this, we're going back to the way we came. I will say that it flies very nice.
Cessna 949er to Echo, turn left heading 125.
It's giving us vectors, that's for sure.
Cessna 949er to Echo, climb and maintain 3,000 feet.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
One 143 Oscar, Papa Squawk 1200, good day.
I think that was AI traffic. I don't know. I'm still turning.
Cessna 949er to Echo, turn left heading 100.
100.
Cessna 949er to Echo, turn left heading 050.
Alright, we'll go ahead and turn this way here. Now, in case you're wondering, this is running in VMware. I've got this running on a Windows XP virtual machine.
Cessna 949er Echo, turn left heading 030, descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Cessna 949er Echo, descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
It's like, yeah, I'm working on it.
Cessna 949er Echo, descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
There was a message up here earlier that I think it had something to do with ice. Carb, I suspect that that's what it was. There's cabin lights, landing lights. I don't really see anything for carb heat.
Cessna 949er Echo, turn left heading 330, descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
I think that might...
Cessna 949er Echo, turn left heading 300.
I think that might be Pewaukee up there, or Chicago Executive Center.
Cessna 949er Echo, intercept localizer altimeter 29.92, cleared KORD 27 Orioles, contact tower.
We're losing altitude because of carb ice or something, but there's nothing on here for carb heat. And of course I'm all the way up on full throttle. There's nothing here for carb heat. Okay, I think I found it. It's this lever right here.
Cessna 949er Echo, line come, cleared to land runway 4 left, Chicago O'Hare International.
What? We asked for 27. Oh well. See, none of this stuff is labeled. This is flaps, this is carb heat, this is your throttle here. I believe this is your mixture. I think I see the runways over here. Oh wait, there's some right in front of us. Alright, that works. It's like a heartbeat sound. I know these engine sound effects so well that I can hear in the background of the noise, I can pick out the sounds from like Flight Simulator 5 or Flight Simulator 98. Okay, there's a runway road over here on the side. So there's two. There's one here, one here, one here, one there. You'll notice that there's nothing but grass. You don't see any type of city textures or anything. Although there are a few buildings. Oh, maybe this is the runway then. I thought that red and white thing was the little VASI indicators, but nope, apparently not. My, we're going too fast. Now remember, this has that blade element theory just like the modern X-plane simulators do. Alright, here we go.
Cessna 9er 2 Echo, make next turn off contact ground 121.70 when clear.
And we can do that turn right here. I like how this is all tiled. So we can just go and click that.
Cessna 9er 2 Echo, taxi to the ramp.
Reduce speed to 170, contact tower 119.1.
That's pretty much it. So you can file a flight plan and everything. You'll notice that there are no buildings here. There are none.
9529 Gulfstream traffic 2 mile final runway 1, no delay for takeoff.
But there is something on here where you can add scenery. There's like a world maker, a plane maker, part maker. So I'm just doing this very first flight in the world tour, and I'll be working on it to see if we can get some buildings added, so that way our airports aren't so empty. But anyways, we're here, and I hope you enjoyed this retro flight with this old version of X-Plane. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, so that way you will get notified when new videos are uploaded to this channel, because I have videos being uploaded all the time. Every day is a different theme. Every day of the week is a different theme. And also I do some streaming over on Twitch, twitch.tv/KILRGamer. So you may be able to catch me doing some recordings and streamings over there, which will allow you to interact with me and be a part of the actual recordings that I'm doing. So you essentially get to be part of the show. So head on over there and follow me. And I look forward to meeting you and talking with you. And there's also social media, so Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat, just because. But I on the Instagram, I put some fun behind the scenes photos on stuff that I'm working on, or some things in my own personal life. And Twitter, I haven't quite worked out what I'm doing. I think I'm doing more like official announcements or something, but I love to get feedback from all of you as far as, what would you like to see as far as Instagram versus Twitter. Don't want to do the same thing on both. And that goes for Snapchat too. What kind of things would you like to see? Well, I look forward to your comments and thoughts and stuff, because you guys are awesome. You guys are killer awesome. So anyways, thanks so much for joining me on this flight. There will be many more as I kind of dig into this a little bit more. Want to try to get as much as we can out of this classic version of X-Plane and have it fly the same flight as all the other simulators. So until the next leg of our journey, I'll see you, and have a killer awesome day.